Selamat datang and welcome to all participants to the first installation for i-PUTRA International Webinar Series for year 2023. Before we begin with our webinar today, I would like to go over a few items to ensure our program can proceed smoothly. Please make sure that your microphone is always muted throughout the event. We will have a question and answer towards the end of the program. Therefore, if you have any questions you would like to ask to our panel, feel free to write them in the chat box. We will address the question towards the end of the webinar. The Google Form link will be forwarded to you before the end of webinar for attendance and e-certificate purposes. You will be granted proof of attendance administered under Google Forms at the end of this webinar. If you have social media accounts, please do not hesitate to follow us at i-PUTRA International Center on both Instagram and Facebook and use the hashtag i-PUTRA and internationalization to record your thoughts and experiences with us. All the links can be accessed in the chat box. Ladies and gentlemen, today internationalization has become a fundamental characteristic of the world's leading universities. By positioning our higher education institutions at the global level, world-leading universities can attract the best students, faculty members, and education resources. World-leading universities can also produce the best talent or human resource and cutting-edge research that benefits society. Therefore, internationalization activity is crucial. However, the COVID-19 pandemic inexorably left its imprint on the planet, and we are now forced to traverse a world fraught with volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, which is also known as VUCA. In our webinar today, we'll be discussing some of the strategies and challenges faced by other universities in managing mobility program during this challenging time. Joining us today are Ms. Dagmara Boyda from University of Applied Sciences in Nysa, Poland, Ms. Waruni Kayubunrang, Meifa Luang University, Thailand, Ms. Yuko Takegawa, Kagawa University, Japan, and last but not least, Ms. Nadia Zawani, University Putra, Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin with our webinar today, we would like to take this opportunity for a short photography session with everyone. We would like to request everyone to turn on their camera for this session, and our crew will start to take the photo page by page. Okay, we'll begin with page 1. Say cheese. Okay, we have 2 pages, is it? Or 3? Okay, another page. You can keep smiling. And final page. Okay, thank you for all the cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our first panelist who joined us all the way from Poland, Ms. Dagmara Boyda from the University of Applied Sciences in Nysa. Ms. Dagmara Boyda is the coordinator at the International Cooperation Office at University of Applied Sciences in Nysa from 2008 until present. She graduated from the University of Szczecin in Master Studies in Political Science in 2008. During her service at the International Cooperation Office at University of Applied Sciences in Nysa, she is tasked to manage Erasmus Plus projects, intensive courses, and other international and local projects. She is also a supporting staff for various international activities organized by departments. Before we pass the control to our first panelist, let us enjoy the corporate video prepared by University of Applied Sciences in Nysa.
Hi everyone, I'm Fiol Castrati and I come from Kosovo and I'm a third-year student and I study economy. I've been here for 4 months now on my exchange program as a Erasmus Plus.
Hi, my name is Dulce. I'm 20 years old. I'm studying international business. I'm also doing my internship here in the International Cooperation Office.
Hello, my name is Angel. I'm from Spain.
Good morning, I'm Ritika Ladha and I'm from India.
Hi, my name is Eduardo.
I'm from Spain.
Hi, hello. My name is Cristina Mavrikou. I am from Greece. I came here for my Erasmus studies.
I could probably say where these were 4 months of the best 4 months of my life, since I've been able to explore some cities in Poland and also meet some young people here, young students, and which makes this city of Nisa really alive.
It's been a very exciting journey. I've visited so many places. I've met a lot of people which have been great. Spain, from Turkey, from Greece, and they are also kind. Also people from here that are very, very kind.
Really exciting to meet, to be here. And I also like the cold weather a lot and the beautiful colors of the city. And I really would encourage everyone to give it a try. I really think you would not regret it, as, for example, I loved it really much.
And I think the most important thing in Erasmus is to know great people. And here in Nisa I have known a lot of people, international people. I have a great friendship here.
I think in general, Erasmus studies are a great opportunity for everyone. And I think the University in Nisa gave me that. I made new friends, I met new people.
The thing I liked about it the most was the weather and the lakes. And talking about our university, I like how they've given students like us a very good exposure, and how they're all very supportive to us. Thank you.
The University of Applied Sciences in Nisa is a modern, public, professional, scientific and educational institution with practical approach. It provides education on 14 fields of study: technical, economical, medical, social and philological.
I like most from Nisa is the family atmosphere we have here.
Rapidly developing, cooperating with the region, with the highest educational standards in educational programs and equipment, as well with the great internationalization strategy, it offers all the students and partners the best professional and personal experience.
Nisa, it's a small town, but although it's like you're like a family here, so for me this is the best thing. So you get to know everyone better. So that's about me. Thank you very much.
Discover yourself with the University of Applied Sciences in Nisa. You are the one you are waiting for.
We hope you have enjoyed the short multimedia presentation just now. Ms. Dagmara will pass the control to you.
Hello. Good afternoon to all of you, and good morning from Poland, from Europe. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, and I would like to share my screen and my presentation. My name is Dagmara Bojda, as I was introduced. I work with the international programs since 15 years. So I saw many changes in the Erasmus program, which is the most important for us in Europe mobility program, but also with other projects. Just a few seconds ago, we saw a video from our university, and it's a small university, but it's a place where passion and modernity create a new quality. And I truly believe that this good quality will help us to make a better world, better internationalization, and better students. You must know that my presentation will be a little bit different because I don't want to give you ready-to-use solutions. I would like to give you a key. I would like to show you that global perspective is not enough. We need to also think about our local perspective. So let's start from the beginning. If you can open a Google map, please check where Poland is located. May I ask you to check it? It's totally different story than place in other place in the world. Why? Look at the map. We are in the center of Europe. So it means that we can easily travel. It means that we are part of the Erasmus program. It's the biggest, as I told you, the biggest mobility program in Europe. It offers a lot of mobilities for students from Europe, but also now from students from all over the world. So as you can see, on the west part, we have Germany. On south, we have Czech Republic, Slovakia. So easily we can travel there. We do not have any checking points. We can travel without our passports. We just need our ID card, but nobody is checking it. So it's quite easy for us. But from the other hand, on our east part, we have Ukraine, we have Belarus. Probably you know that now in Ukraine, we have a war. So we are just near. Our border is just a few kilometers from places where the rockets arrive, where people are killed. So it makes a big difference. Why? Because even people from Portugal, from Spain, they are afraid to come to Poland. Even last year, we had such situation when we organized our International Staff Training Week for people from all over the world. And some of the participants, before the event, they decided to cancel their mobilities because they were afraid. So it also makes an impact to our mobility programs, and it creates some risk for us as well. So VUCA World and pandemic, of course, it was the biggest crisis. And I think that pandemic changed our world. It changed our university totally. It changed our family. For us, like European Union citizens, it was something strange that we couldn't go to Czech Republic even. And you must know that our university, our city is located just 20 kilometers far away from the Czech Republic. So at least sometimes once a week in Czech Republic, and then somebody closed us. We had to stay in one place. So it was difficult. But look, cataclysm. Now, as we probably know, and you all know, that in Turkey, more than 30,000 people died because of the earthquake. What does it mean for us? Like in this part of Turkey, our university has a partner university. And try to imagine that our students from Poland would like to go to Turkey for their mobilities. Now it's impossible. For these universities, now it's impossible to organize such mobilities for the students. Probably we do not have this information now, but probably our partner university is totally destroyed. So it also changed our point of view, and it also will change our mobility programs and the way how we have to work with the program, with the students, with their also behaviors, expectations. We have a war, I have already mentioned it. How it changed? It changed totally. We have already planned, and we had some plan for the mobilities to Ukraine. Now it's impossible. Nobody will allow us to go to Ukraine for the mobilities. From the other hand, they are really willing to come, but sometimes they do not have money for that. So we need to think how to help them, how to organize their stay, how to prepare their mobility, even their travel, because you must know that it's impossible to take a plane. They need to come here by bus, by train, so it's challenging. From the other hand, we had cooperation with Russia. Because of the political reasons, we are not able to continue this cooperation. So we have to move some of the partner money which we had planned to use for the mobilities with Russia to other countries. It's also challenging, not just for us as Poland, but for the whole European Union, which give us money for Erasmus Plus mobilities. Then, look, we had some kind of terrorist attack. Probably you heard also that before the pandemic, we had several situations in Berlin, in Madrid, in Paris, that we had like terrorist attacks. People were afraid. And it was also a problem for us because our students told us, okay, I would like to go for the mobility, but I don't want to go to Paris. But I am afraid, I don't want to go to Madrid. And it was a huge problem for us, even if we supported them, even if we trying to give them some money. It was really hard to motivate them, to tell them, okay, go, nothing bad will happen. Even our government created some kind of Odysseus website. This website allowed students to put information where they are going to stay. And if there is any crisis situation in such region, such country, they know that our Polish citizens are there, but still it's not enough. After pandemic, there was, and still is, there's financial crisis, right? So the inflation is getting higher and higher. People have a problem with money. So how it's really difficult to motivate students to go abroad, to motivate their parents to allow them to go, because it's really costly. And another thing, and from one hand, it was really good because the digital world, the thing what was created after pandemic, that we put everything to the internet, that we started our remote work, that we're able to communicate with our partners from all over the world, like we do now, when we started to use Microsoft Teams, Zoom, and so on. And it helped us a lot. But from the other hand, it's really difficult because now when we are talking about mobilities, some people telling us, okay, what for you are going to Malaysia, to Indonesia, if you can meet them on Teams or you can meet them on Zoom, you can still have a meeting with them. So it's not worth to spend money for the plane. It's not green even. So then you can use the internet. But from my point of view, and as international officers, coordinators, it's not the same, because we need to touch the culture, we need to talk with these people, we need to feel it, and then we'll be able to motivate our students, to motivate our staff, we'll be able to give our experience to them and to tell them that it would be good if they go somewhere abroad. So what are the main consequences? So less mobilities and less international even in contact after pandemic, but after all this difficult situation which we touch in the world and in Europe. So student mobilities in and out are, after the pandemic, that was destroyed. Staff mobilities, partners meetings, international conference. It was really, really difficult, especially from our perspective. You must know that more than 70% of the mobilities are in Europe. So we have around 70% of students who come here from the European Union countries, Turkey, Kosovo, Montenegro. So, and it was difficult that students who are really close to our country, they are not able to come. Then financial problems, so high prices of the electricity, gas, heating, high prices of the project organizations, even organizations, it also gives us an impact, and it makes that the cooperations is getting more difficult from some point. And our digital transformation, as I told you, so this transformation and the situation that we transferred meetings and conferences to the online platforms, from one hand, it's really good, but from the other hand, it also just stops us somehow. So what we can do now, in fact, we heard that we have VUCA World, but can we somehow change the situation? Yes, Bob Johansson proposed as a solution just to convert the VUCA world to VUCA Primal world. Why? Just look. First of all, we have to have a vision which will show our goals. As I wrote you here, to determining the goal we want to reach will help us to achieve stability. It will allow us to arrange the task and provide transparent information to students and staff. Without this transparent information, we are not able to organize the mobility. We are not able to motivate them in such difficult times as we have. Then understanding. The most important thing is to listen both students and staff, have empathy for them and try to understand their situations and emotions. It's really important, especially when we have students from countries where there's a really bad situation. Even now, we are expecting 15 students from Turkey. So for them, it will be challenging because they left their families there. We need to feel their emotions, that they're afraid that something bad will happen. Probably most of them just lost somebody in this earthquake. So we need to understand people. It's the same situation with Ukraine. We had to, when we have students from Ukraine, we need to understand that they are still terrified, that probably somebody from their families is just taking part in the war because they receive green ticket, go to the front and fight. So it's really, really difficult. Clarity, simplified procedures for projects and mobilities, provide clear and transparent information, because only such information gives a sense of security. It's really important. And communication as the most important tool. Communication, and one more time, communication. Without it, we are not able to create the better mobilities, create the better world and better internationalization. And agility, to communicate across the universities and with international partner institutions, and to move quickly to apply solution. Please remember that if we have a good contact with our partners, then we'll be better ambassadors of the universities, we'll be better coordinators. It's much easier to, let's say, motivate or send our students to the places where we know our coordinators, our friends, because we have personal contact with them. And these organizations, it's better. It's even more than 100% of what we can give them. And why it's so important? As I told you, communication, understanding, all of these things we can call soft skills. And soft skills as a way to find the solutions for the universities are really important. Without soft skills, we're not able to go further. They give us they're like a key to good change. It's a base. With the soft skills, we can do our better more. Probably you know that even recruit people who recruit staff to their work, they are checking their soft skills, and they are much more important than hard skills. Even 70% of the skills which we should have, they are soft, but we cannot learn them using the computers. We are not able to touch the culture by the computer. We can learn them by the experience, by the activities which we have. So what types of the soft skills do we have? Leadership, teamwork, communication skills, problem solving skills, flexibility, time management, organization skills, listening skills. All of them were included to this VUCA framework. So they're really, really helpful. And what are the reasons that soft skills are needed? They improve decision makings. They help us to solve problems more effectively. They increase the amount of the mobility. They improve student service and promotion of the university and programs. And they give us positive change. And all of it comes to the internationalization. So it's the most important thing. So if we think about these soft skills, our experience, then we can put it to the main important word, internationalizations. And all the tools which we have, all the keys, like soft skills, will help us to prepare this better internationalization. And in this difficult world, VUCA world, the first thing which we should do is to create internationalization at home. It's the good starter. Without it, we are not able to create good mobility programs. So how we do it? We organize language courses. We organize tutor body program for our incoming student. We organize joint events where we invite our international students, but also our Polish students. We invite our teachers, our staff to meet our international guests. We organize open lectures where our students can meet our partner professors who come for their guest lectures to our university. We organize international conferences. We do the great promotion of the mobility programs. So all of these things just help us to motivate students, motivate also our staff to start with the mobilities, to be better, to start better work, to be ambassador of Poland and of the citizens of the world. Thank you for your attention. I hope that I show you a key how we should proceed with these mobilities.
Thank you, Ms. Damara, for the comprehensive presentation. In your presentation, you have highlighted the importance of soft skills and moving from VUCA World to a VUCA Prime World, which is an interesting strategy indeed. I believe the audience are curious to know more on this strategy. If you have any question that you would like to ask to our panelists, you may write down in the chat box and we will address them during the Q&A sessions towards the end of the webinar. Thank you for that brilliant presentation, Ms. Damara.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we move to the next slide, please allow me to introduce our second panelist, Ms. Waruni Kayubunruang. Ms. Waruni is the coordinator at the Global Relations Division, Mevah Luang University, Thailand, from 2020 until present. She graduated with a Master of Education in Educational Psychology and Guidance from Chiang Mai University, Thailand. During her term at the Global Relations Division, she has managed various academic mobility program and visiting scholars program at MFU. She's also special project coordinator such as the Myanmar-Thailand Higher Education Institutions Leaderships and Networking Program, Asian Liaison Officer Training Workshops, workshops, Asian Youth Ambassador Camp, and AIMS Regional Orientation Task Force member. Before we pass the control to our second panelist, let us enjoy the corporate video prepared by Mifah Luang University. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we'll pass the floor to Ms. Waruni.
Thank you so much, Ida. So let me share my slide. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you, University i-PUTRA Malaysia, to invite me to be a part of this wonderful webinar. And thank you very much for our Dagmara, our previous speaker, who gave a wonderful presentation for a point of view on managing mobility program in the VUCA World of University Applied Science in Nysa, Poland. So for this university, I can guarantee that this university is the best university which can manage the mobility for both students and staff very, very well. The reason why I know it well because I joined the Erasmus Plus staff mobility program to this university last year. So it was my most wonderful journey and remember. Okay. Once again, everyone, my name is Waruni Kaebunryang. You can call me Noi for short. I'm from the Global Relations Division, Mephalum University, Chiang Rai, Thailand. I'm in charge of the student and staff mobility program. For today's agenda, I would like to ask all of you, what is uncertainty? I would like to talking about the VUCA World COVID-19 and about me and maybe you are. I would like to share you how to manage the mobility program in VUCA World of Maphalung University, Thailand. And all of you may heard about VUCA frequently. And how about BANI? Have you ever heard about this acronym before? And the last session, it may be the answer, question, and observation and comment. Okay. So before we start my presentation, so could you please put your mobile phone and then go to Menti. Just type menti.com to answer the question and use the following code that show on my screen. Okay. When you visit google.com, just type menti.com and put this code 78788359. Can you join? So please let me know. Okay. Please join, please join. I only have 2 questions. So that I need to know from all of you. Okay. We are waiting for another participant. So another participant who just joined. So please go to menti.com and put this code 78788359. Just fill your name and waiting for the question. Okay. So let me check, as Dagmara has tell you already what VUCA stand for. So let me check that you are a good student or not. So please answer my question. What VUCA stand for? Okay, so most of you are good students. So VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And for the next question. Sorry. So please tell me, what's your expectation from this webinar? Please share with me. What's your expectation from this webinar? Okay, good practice, good. Share best practices, idea, yeah. New idea, KM, yes. New point of view, So it's theme. All of you need to know more information or get the idea from our speaker. Yeah, networking. And discuss strategies. Yeah. More. Better knowledge, right? Innovation. Interesting. Practice my listening. Me too. So I would like to practice my speaking. Okay. So thank you very much for helping me to answer those questions. So I will move to the next slide. Okay, so have you ever wondered what is uncertainty? For me, uncertainty or absence of predictability in both issues and events and the lack of stability does not allow you to look the past or guidance in how to predict future events. As an example, COVID-19 is a good example for uncertainty. We never know when it will occur and it will end, okay? Because it still be with us until now. And when we talk about uncertainty, it makes me think about this acronym, which is you quite familiar with, which is VUCA, COVID-19, myself, and maybe all of you. So I will not repeat more about the meaning of the VUCA because our previous speaker, Jack Mara, she gave you an information about VUCA already. But I just would like to give you a point of view. I mean the meaning of my own for the VUCA. So V, volatility, for me, it's like a change is rapid and unpredictable in its nature and extent. And U, for uncertainty, the present is unclear and the future is uncertain. C, for complexity, many different interconnected factors come into play with the potential to cause chaos and confusions. And A, for ambiguity, there is a lack of clarity or awareness about situation. And what VUCA really means for you? For me, a VUCA world may be a thrilling world when you are looking at the different potential scenarios, each of which are exciting, but COVID-19 has made me better understanding about VUCA. And how about you? What do you think? Okay, so you have just seen a short video presentation from my university already. And let me skip it very fast. But I would like to mention about the location of Mae Fah Luang University. As you may see from the slide on the screen, Mae Fah Luang University, we are located in the northern part of Thailand. We are located in Chiang Rai, right? And we have the very close border with Laos and Myanmar, and not too far with southern part of China. For this reason, we have a lot of Myanmar and Chinese students who come and study with us. And one more thing, at Mae Fah Luang University, we use English as a medium of instruction in all schools. So this is an opportunity for us to welcome our international students, both full-time and exchange students, to study with us. And right now for this year, for first time when we face the COVID-19, my team, we thought that, a number of our international students may be decreased, but it doesn't mean that. We have a highest number of international students, especially Myanmar students, that we never had it before. The reason why, because of their internal political, so that's why most of Myanmar students, they would like to go out and then study somewhere else instead of study in their country. Yeah, and as I mentioned, at Mae Fah Luang University, we have right now in total 15 schools, and all schools we teach in English. And this is a top 10 country of our exchange students for both inbound and outbound. And you may see from my screen a number of the mobility during the pandemic. It's just a few numbers. Can you see? But when the pandemic or the COVID-19 is getting better, when we get the vaccine, it's getting higher. But it's not just only the physical one, but also the virtual one. Okay, not only the student mobility program, we also invite the visiting scholars, which are the professors from abroad university, and we invite them to come and teach our students every year. Okay, when we are talking about uncertainty, for me, COVID-19 is a real uncertainty because its impact in every dimension of our society. If you see from my slide, it impacts our health, our mental health, our economy, our society, our social, especially our education system. And some of you may face with some impact. It will impact with your income also. And some of you may face with some relationship, right? And when we face something that challenge us, we should do something, right? And we should do it now or later. For me, I do it now. Yeah, this idea, actually Dagmara also gave you this idea before. The reason why we have the same idea because we are international staff, so we have the similar mindset, right? So this is the way that we manage our work during the VUCA World. So we counter volatility with vision. So we accept and embrace change as a constant, unpredictable feature of your work environment. Don't resist it. And meet uncertainty with understanding. Pause to listen and look around. This can help you understand and develop new ways of thinking and acting in response to the VUCA elements. React to complexity with clarity. The best way for this one, as Dagmara mentioned, it is communication. Communicate clearly with your people, especially yourself. In complex situations, clearly express communication help them to understand your team or your organization or your university direction. And the last one, fight ambiguity with agility. So promote flexibility, adaptability, and agility. Plan ahead, but build in contingency time and be prepared to alert your plan as events unfold. So I'm not sure that have you ever heard about this acronym before. The term VUCA seems insufficient in describing the world and environment as the world grabbed COVID-19. This acronym was created by the American futurist Jamia Casio, who coined the name BANI as a sense of making model focusing on helping not only business, but all dimensions of the operation to manage situations that are chaotic and develop a way to manage everything better. So B for brittle. The world has become brittle and fragile. It is easily breakable. In terms of fragility, what used to be a competitive advantage today might not be competitive advantage tomorrow. Do you agree with me? The new environment has charter, product life cycle, depressed product and service demand, disruptive change, and a number of faith. And A for anxious. Anxiety is one of the most present symptoms today, right? Not just in people's personal life, but in the job market also. We are living on the edge, which creates a sense of urgency, which guides decision-making. N for nonlinear. In this period, we live in a world whose events seem disconnected and disproportionate without a well-defined and standardized structure. It is not possible to make structured organizations. Therefore, detailed long-term planning may no longer make sense. And I for incomprehensible. Misunderstanding is generated when we find answers, but the answer don't make sense. So we need to understand that we don't have to control over everything anymore. Okay, and how to survive in the VUCA world or BANI world? For me, be open-minded, think outside the box, and be lifelong learner. Or maybe you can use some soft skill that Dagmara just shared with all of you to grab some soft skill and then adapt yourself with our complex world. For this session, let me pass into the last session when all speakers have give a presentation already. Everyone, the world is fragile, so we have to live and handle our challenges with consciousness and happiness. So if all of you are all participants, if you would like to attend or join any student or staff mobility program, you can contact me. Okay. And here is my, I would like to call up on any collaboration between our university, especially from the international office who attend this webinar. So if you have any interest in collaborating with me or Mefalum University, here are the contact number, my email where you can get me in touch. And thank you very much for your attention. I will give a floor to our moderator, Miss Aida. Thank you. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you for the informative presentation, Ms. Waruni. We must make sure that we have a future collaboration together after this. The concept of Benny mentioned in your presentation just now is really interesting indeed, and we might want to circle back on that later on. For those who would like to ask any questions to our panelists, please write down in the chat box and we'll address them during the Q&A session towards the end of the webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our next session, allow me to introduce you to our third panelist, Ms. Yuko Takigawa from Kagawa University, Japan. Ms. Yuko Takigawa has been working as an adjunct instructor, international exchange for the International Office, Kagawa University since June 2022. Her duties include consulting with students who are planning to study abroad, especially at partner universities. She provides a study abroad lecture course to support students who participate in the short-term courses held at the partner universities. She also has a lecture called Japanese Current Affairs for international students to deepen their understanding of Japan and spark their interest through looking at regional features of Kagawa, such as landscapes, industries, environment, history, arts, and culture. Currently, with the full support by the University i-PUTRA Malaysia, she has also been coordinating a new program called Intensive Short-Term Study Abroad Program in Malaysia for first and second year students to deepen their understanding of diversity and multicultural societies, which will be held in March 2023. Prior to the current position, she serves as a research associate in the Faculty of Agriculture, Kagawa University, 2008 to 2016 and 2020 to 2022. Aside from her duties, she has been investigating the history of science, focusing on ethology and East-West exchanges from the 18th and 19th centuries. Let us enjoy the corporate video prepared by Kagawa University, Japan.
Kagawa University is a national university located in Kagawa Prefecture, known as the gateway to Shikoku Island. It has 6 faculties, namely Education, Law, Economics, Medicine, Engineering and Design, and Agriculture. In addition, there are 6 graduate schools, including the Graduate School of Medicine. Kagawa University has 4 campuses. There are Saiwaicho Campus, Hayashicho Campus, Nikicho Medical Campus, and Nikicho Agriculture Campus. The Faculty of Medicine and the affiliated hospital are located in Miki Town, approximately 30 minutes drive from the city center. The location and allow us to enjoy the changing seasons with cherry blossoms in spring and gorgeous fall colors in autumn.
We hope you enjoyed the short multimedia presentation just now. Without further delay, Ms. Iko, we are passing the control to you.
Thank you, Ms. Ida. And let me share my screen with you. Okay. So, good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you for inviting us, Kagawa University from Japan, to this international webinar hosted by UPM. It is our great honor to join this webinar and share our case with you. I'm Yuko Takigawa, an adjunct instructor of International Office, Kagawa University. So first, let me begin with a short introduction of Kagawa University. Facing the Seto Inland Sea, the largest inland sea in Japan, Kagawa University is located in the southwestern part of Japan. You may know big cities such as Osaka and Kyoto, and it takes about 2 to 3 hours to get there by train or by bus from Kagawa, and it is about 1 hour to get to Tokyo by plane. As the video shows, Kagawa University consists of 6 faculties and 8 graduate schools on 4 campuses. The number of the students and staff are shown here. The number of undergraduates is 5,664. The number of graduates is 757, and the number of long-term international students is 125. Kagawa University is one of the national universities founded in the local prefectures after World War II. Considering the size and current global university ranking, the impact ranking is relatively high because our unique research and education, which are focused on SDGs, have been highly evaluated. We have also designed innovative research areas based on multidisciplinary cooperation, based on long-term academic research outcome from both humanities and social science, as well as scientific areas. With each specialized area, we have targeted interdisciplinary projects, both nationally and internationally. Especially, we regard our partnership with the local communities as important, as well as international cooperation such as the partnership with the JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, under the objective to promote mobility of students and global education, we created the 4&1 action plan. Namely, we aimed to increase inbound international students to 400, while increasing outbound mid or long-term study abroad by Kagawa University students to 100. Under the 4&1 action plan, the number of both inbound and outbound students had been increasing steadily from 2014 onwards up to 2019. This trend, however, was suddenly interrupted due to COVID-19, which broke out into 2020. And the number of both inbound and outbound students dropped significantly. Since the pandemic, Kagawa University has been trying to emphasize more on vision for global education rather than pre-COVID 4&1 action plan, which focused on more the numbers of the students' mobility. Those include promoting diversity, society, culture, and people to contribute to and support social and cultural diversity, both nationally and internationally. Second, contributing to our society based on individual specialties, aiming to develop the local economy, industry, and culture by working towards the SDGs. We have been integrating the SDGs into research and education from various perspectives. Third, solving issues collaboratively with local communities. To work with local communities to find solutions, and after finding solutions, we aim to share successful solutions with the world. Since mobility has been interrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic, we have made alternative arrangements, such as organizing and participating in online symposiums. These are only a few examples of the virtual symposiums. For instance, we have organized the Trilateral Symposium on SDGs by collaborating with Chiang Mai University in Thailand and National Chiang University in Taiwan. We have kept our partnership with both universities for a long time, and our pre-COVID exchanges enabled us to establish the annual Trilateral Symposium on SDGs. The symposium is aimed at promoting international exchanges and international education and research in spite of immobility. It also targets the implementation of the SDGs internationally. And of course, we participated in the webinar hosted by UPM. With these efforts, alternative arrangements did work effectively for both virtual, inbound, and outbound students during our period of immobility. In the fiscal year 2021, the expected number of inbound students was 360, whereas the actual number of the students who stayed from the previous year, plus who had online study abroad program, was 137. On the other hand, as results of offering various alternative arrangements, the inbound international students amounted to 924. This trend was exactly the same as in outbound students. In the fiscal year 2021, the expected number of outbound students was 88, whereas the actual number of the students who had online study abroad program was 13. And although no students were able to study abroad, virtual outbound students amounted to 909. We hope that these virtual participants will become face-to-face exchange students as mobility becomes easier. Since last June, with full support by UPM, we have been coordinating a new program called the Intensive Short-Term Study Abroad Program with UPM, which is going to be held next month. This program was especially designed for the first and second year undergraduates from any faculties who have not had experience abroad. This program enables students to deepen their understanding of diversity and multicultural societies through active learning, such as workshops, fieldwork at their Forest Research Institute, sightseeings, etc., with the UPM buddies. As a coordinator, I realized the importance of the face-to-face exchanges, partnership, and building trusting relationship before COVID-19 prevented us our mobility. Without a firm relationship, especially as established by Professor Tokuda and others, and also UPM's professors, it would have been impossible to conduct a new program nor restart mobility for students. We hope that Kagawa University can reactivate face-to-face exchanges more when it is possible to prepare for the VUCA period. We regard that the role of the international office have been increasing more than during the pre-COVID phase. Kagawa University holds 98 international academic exchange agreements as of 2022. And among these agreements, Kagawa University has direct agreements with 61 universities and institutions across 21 countries and areas, while Kagawa faculties hold agreements with 40 universities and institutions across 20 countries and areas. Kagawa University International Office consists of 3 parts, that is, the International Student Center, Center for International Research and Cooperation, and Global Cafe Center, which works as a self-access center. We consider the role of the international office as media to connect between local communities and global communities through various joint programs and research projects, and managing mobility programs of students with partner universities especially. In other words, our mission has been more and more increasing to promote cooperation and collaborative works with both local and global communities. Before closing my presentation, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to all UPM staff who are dedicated to making our new intensive program possible. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Yuko, for the enlightening session. Indeed, we agree that the roles of international office have expanded as internationalization efforts start to ramp up. We would love to know how the roles of international office has changed over time at other universities. Before we move on to the next section, we would like to inform you that the attendance form for our webinar this evening can be found in the chat box. It will be much appreciated if you could complete the attendance form accordingly, as we'll be using this information for the issuance of the e-certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, moving to our final session for our webinar today, allow me to introduce you to our final panelist, Ms. Nadia Zawani from University Putra, Malaysia. Nadia Zawani has been holding a mobility student management portfolio since August 2017 for the International Office UPM. She is responsible for coordinating the overall mobility students application applied at UPM, which includes the semester exchange, summer programs, internships, and many more. She's also a committee member of Asian International for Mobility Students, AIMS, under the Siamori head, representing UPM and a secretariat for the University Mobility Student Committee. Ever since her career at UPM, she has assisted and coordinated more than 15,000 mobility students overall, together with UPM entities, in making sure the university's internationalization runs smoothly in mobility scope. As a fine arts graduate with 7 years of working experience as curator previously, she's making use of her expertise in designing cultural short programs for inbound students virtually and physically under the i-PUTRA Experience flagship. Collaborating with various entities such as National Visual Arts Development Board, Heritage Malay Museum, language centers, faculties in UPM, and many more. Let us enjoy the corporate video we have prepared. Without further delay, Ms. Nadia, we are passing the control to you.
Thank you, Mrs. Ida, for the briefing and also short introduction about the university. So I am sharing my slides. Can everyone see? Yes, okay. So first of all, thank you to the organizer for inviting me to be in this topic that I'm going to share with you, which is the Managing Mobility Program in VUCA World, Uncertainties about the Effect towards Universities and Students. I am Nadia. I am the head of mobility at i-PUTRA International Center, and I've been with the international office since 2017, and then by far, I think since 2020 until now, there's a lot of things going on, especially when the pandemic hits. So I'm going to share with you what we have and hope it can give you some ideas and also enlightenment on the mobility programs. So just to share with you, we are currently, just to share with you about our university, maybe just a brief, we are ranked 123rd in QS World Ranking University and ranked 10th in the world and first in Malaysia for QS 2021 top 50 under 50. And then we are actually ranked 27th best Asia university in Asia, university ranking 2022, and also ranked 42nd in agricultural science by News and World Report best global university ranking. So just to give you a brief that we have an overall of 16,320 for undergraduate students and 11,726 for postgraduate students. And for your information, we have a large population numbers of international students, which is 6,371. And I believe we are currently at the top of the list as most international students hosted in our university. So at the moment, UPM, we have two campuses. The main campus is located in Serdang, and the other one is in Borneo, island of Borneo. It's located in Bintulu. It's a lovely campus. If you would like to read more about the second campus that we have, I'll be gladly to share with you later on. So mobility plays a big role in the Malaysian education, whereby in 2015, the Malaysia Ministry of Education, Higher Education, have released a Malaysia Education Blueprint 2015 until 2025 by the Higher Education, which they have like 10 main shifts, which to enhance students' potentials and also goals, which is learn values and driven talent, which is they have the outcomes and also the enablers. And from all the 10, we are currently at the international office. We are mainly focused on the global prominence, which is shift 8. And the ministry currently is targeting about 250,000 students by 2025, which means it's a big challenge for us, as we see that begins 2020 until 2022, which is last year. The numbers of students are somehow put on hold. It's progressive, but there's a lot of challenges. So I'm going to share with you what we did at UPM in order to achieve the global prominence. Okay, mobility at UPM. So before the pandemic, the overall numbers of students that we receive and also send is 3,240, which is on 2019, where the I can say that where the condition of our world at that time was very much thriving, where people can travel all around without worrying that there will be like a pandemic going on, and where everything will be at halt. So 3,240 is before the pandemic. Until the COVID hits, our numbers only kept until 1,019 students coming and also going for abroad during pandemic. And these numbers only counted during the first quarter of the year. And at this year is where the uncertainties start to happen. And at our international office, we have to look into students' affairs, especially for the international students and also the local students that we've sent going abroad. At that particular time, in 2020, we sent about, I think, close to 120 students abroad at that particular time, or 200. We're at that in March, where we have to find back our students and bring back to Malaysia. And it's quite a challenging, but however, we managed to pull it up. And in 2021, the numbers doubled to 2,626, whereby on this year that we encourage our faculties, our schools to be part in our mobility program in virtual mode. And this is the time where our university, and I believe all around the world, is recognizing a virtual program. And there's I must say that during those years, in a week, we can easily find 3 or 4 amazing programs happening in one day. And I remember that our students having like difficulty, either they want to join program A or program B. So in 2021, it's the number 2,626. And we thought that in 2021, we somehow like jump from 1,000 to 2,000. But however, in 2022, we only managed to get, to get involved 2,680 students. So it gave us a pause, like how can this happen? Because we enabled students to go for virtual, but yet then again, the numbers are not like significantly rise. So yeah, this is how that we can see the pattern 2020 until 2022 on the VUCA. The idea of VUCA is very uncertain. We've planned everything. We conduct a lot of programs, but however, the numbers did not turn out to be as much as we can. We planned. So for the challenges in 2020 is, of course, is reparating students in the host country. All physical activities are in halt. Rapid COVID-19 changes procedures locally and internationally, where in Malaysia, the COVID-19 procedures change every single day, especially for Malaysian and also travelers that coming to Malaysia. And we are 100% rely on virtual program in order to get students. But however, this is because in Malaysia, we have phases of MCO where we have to be like stay in our home. So in 2021, we tried to push students to go for abroad and then also for outbound. But however, for inbound, we couldn't receive students to come in because the mobility visa is still put on hold by the immigration. So, but however, we have students that wanted to go for abroad, study abroad, and but there are things that they have to look after, which is the rise of cost of living at host university and influx in the number of students after the border is open for mobility open. This is something that we have to foresee, and also the increase in cost of living, limited flights, quarantine, and fees related. And the government still put on hold mobility visa until October 2022. So in partner university were the gray area on proceeding physical program, and then revised operation definition by the government, and less interest where into 2022 we tried to encourage students to take part in our virtual program, but however it's less interest in the virtual program. But when we're like pushing the students to go for abroad, they are still worried about the conditions. So it's something that we have to think about, like how to encourage these students to undertake a mobility program. And the other thing is, the last part is the partner university is still unable to send students due to national restrictions. In this time in 2022, we receive a large numbers of students from China and also Japan, but it's due to COVID, the borders are still closed, so we couldn't receive them accordingly, to the numbers that we want. But yes, and this year, I think we see light in the tunnel. Okay, moving forward. So in order to move forward with the ministry vision in having a large numbers of students, international students to Malaysia, we as the university, we work together under the our own Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International, where we work together in order to achieve the goals that we want. So in UPM, i-PUTRA is under the Deputy Vice Chancellor and Academic International entity, where we work together with faculties, schools, institute, and also residential college. And these entities is actually been given like some sort of KPI in order to produce a high quality programs, and also encourage students to go for study abroad, and also to receive the students. So I know in UPM we have a very large numbers of faculties and also students. So each of these entities, we appoint a mobility coordinator, where we implement the idea of mobility, and also to encourage them to encourage students to go for abroad, and also to receive students, and maybe to initiate some programs. So these are the ways that we move forward, which is to work together in a university, as a university. Okay. These are the initiatives that we did with the entities under the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and International, which is pioneered and also lead by i-PUTRA, which is to design a new short program, coordination with the faculties, review incentive for students and UPM entities, working close with ministry and local higher learning institutions, taking part in international exhibitions, strengthen partnership, and so introducing virtual program as short and summer program. So all of this initiative is actually initiative that we work hand in hand with all the entities. So we understand that it's difficult to get the numbers that we want. I know that some people some universities are focused on the quality of students, but however in UPM we focus both, which is the quality of students, the programs, and also encourage them to do mobility. Since I think 2020, we started with introducing a virtual program for short and also summer. Since 2020, we have received overall of 200 students that take part in this virtual Malay language culture program that we have. And this program is a collaboration between institutes, school, language centers, and also universities abroad, which we have managed to get a participants from all around the world, which is, I think, in having, although there's a set uncertainties, but it also like give new opportunities for us to reach out to the market that is untouched before. So just to share, these is the activities that we managed to do, although it's during the uncertainties. We have an online program, we have culture programs that we did with the students. We have talks and awareness that we did with our inbound students and also with our buddies, and in promoting Malaysia as countries that welcome international students, and also organizing a virtual program for potential students that would like to come to UPM. And beside that, we have the get-together sessions and historical visits that we used to do, although it's during pandemic, and it's something that we have to follow, which is the SOP. So although there's challenges, but however, we managed to pull it through and making sure that all runs smoothly, and the students most importantly get the experience that they deserve. For example, if they come to Malaysia in physical, then they deserve to get the full experiential learning. And if they participate in our virtual program, we will try our best to give the best experience by including our buddies to be their peer, participant peers, so that they can engage and with the students holistically, although it's in virtual. Yeah. Maybe I can share with you a video from our students from Germany. Previously, he did a semester. He is the first student, for the first batch that we received since pandemic. So I'll share with you.
Hey guys, my name is Mike. I'm from the Technical University Ingolstadt in Germany. And here at UPM, I'm a mobility student at the Faculty of Computer Science. Well, I chose UPM because I wanted to see what Southeast Asia was like. And Malaysia itself is like the melting pot of so many cultures. So I thought I would get a really good experience here. And that is to be true. Well, my expectations were to meet a lot of interesting people, to get a lot of new experiences, to learn stuff about culture and like the way of living in Malaysia, which I didn't knew before. And all of that was really impressive for me. I did learn so many new people, new friends, and it was just a great experience with all the staff and all the other students. It was just perfect. That one is quite hard actually. We traveled a lot in Malaysia, and there was like one really small island. We didn't expect to go there, and one day we just saw like a ferry going there, and it's called Kapas Island, and it was really beautiful. There was nobody there on the beach, and we just went swimming along the island completely alone. That one is pretty perfect, but I have to say there's still another place. It's basically my favorite one, and when I think of Malaysia, I will always think of that. It's the UPM guest house. Like all the other students live there, and it's just like coming home to family. Every apartment are just friends, so my favorite place in Malaysia is the UPM guest house. My best memory in studying here. To be honest, I have to say it's the events. For example, the i-PUTRA iftar and all the fine events made by the staff. We go on trips, we go to Mameri villages, and all the time we just travel together, and I'd have to say that one is the best I could experience. Of course, all the time it's boleh boleh. Ken. Sure. Leute, ihr müsst auf jeden Fall nach Malaysia zu UPM kommen. Das ist mir gut. Thank you UPM and danke UPM.
So that's the last slide that I have. So thank you so much. And if you have anything you would like to ask about our programs that we have in UPM, you can just write on an email to me. It's wani@upm.edu.my, or you can follow our Instagram page, where we upload a lot of our activities and also programs that we have for current students and at UPM. So thank you for listening, and yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Nadia, for this sharing session. Thank you to all panelists for the insightful presentations. We are very fortunate to have been joined by our esteemed panelists for our session today. I hope that you all receive a lot of useful input from all panelists. Now we'll begin the Q&A session. If you have any questions that you would like to ask our panelists, you may write down your question in the chat box. Before we start taking on the question from the audience, we would like to pose some questions to our panelists. Let's see. I would like to direct our first question to our first panelist, Ms. Dagmara. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. The question is, what are some of the challenges you face in terms of introducing the importance of internationalization at home to the students at your university?
Thank you for this question. In fact, the biggest problem in the beginning, it was to convince them that it's important, that this internationalization will change their point of view, that will give them a different point of view for different cultures, different countries, that it will be like a trampoline for improving the language skills, soft skills, and that it will prepare the best start for next step, which is going to be the mobility. So it was the most important, most difficult. And then when finally we found first students who joined our body program, and they wanted to be a part of our job and our international event, it was difficult to prepare them culturality. So to tell them what are difference between our cultures, because, you know, when they're asking, okay, who I will have in my group, so always they're asking for students from Asia, from students not from the European Union, because more or less we are, let's say, the same. But then they do not know that our cultures are different, so that we must prepare them and show them the differences, how they should talk with the students, how they should support them. So it was the most important and most difficult.
Thank you, Ms. Dagmara. Okay, for the next question, I think I should address to Mafeluang University, Thailand. Ms. Waruni, what are some of the new concerns that arise in managing inbound and outbound mobility programs during VUCA that are faced by your university?
Okay, so thank you very much for your question. I would like to share you like this. The new concern that I use for managing inbound and outbound mobility program, I use these three values. These are, for the first one, diversity. Because diversity is recognizing, respecting, and celebrating each other's difference. And a diverse environment is one with a wide range of background and mindset, which allow for an empowered culture and creativity and innovation. And the second one, which is equity. Equity refers to fair treatment for all, right? And the last one, inclusion. Inclusion means creating an environment where everyone feels welcome and valued. So when we manage inbound and outbound mobility program for our students, so we use these three core values to manage our program, to make sure that the diversity is spread to everyone, and we do it with the equity and inclusion. Thank you.
That's good strategy from MFH. Okay, Ms. Yuko, How does your university bridge a connection between the local communities and the international mobility students? And what are some of the challenges faced in bridging this connection?
Oh, Ms. Ida, thank you for the questions. Here, some of our university programs are designed to connect both Japanese and international students with local communities. For instance, to deepen our understandings of the local issues. For example, to solve the environmental issues of the ocean plastic pollutions, we have, for example, Sanuki program, which is not only the lectures, but also we have field works, including the beach cleaning and activities. And also we hear local activity people. So we have field work and we need the collaboration with the local people. So that enables our students' understanding deeper and also based on their experience. Our biggest challenge is like outbound mobility of students, especially those who haven't been abroad yet. Because of our geographical location, it is sometimes difficult to go overseas. And especially during the pandemic period, our borders are closed. And so to the students who haven't been abroad, it is like a big challenge to go abroad. So, and also because of the kind of isolated location, it is not necessary for us to use English as a daily basis. So that's why sometimes, even though some students have high English scores, they do not have enough practical English skills. So that can be one of the big challenge, as well as funding to go abroad. Yes, that's all. Thank you. Ida,
Okay, sorry. I admitted just now. Okay, thank you, Ms. Yuko. I think for the funding is actually the same problem, the challenge that face from all the universities around the world. Okay, next question is, I think, to Miss Nadia. As you mentioned in your previous presentation that UPM has organized a lot of virtual program. So what was the feedback from the students and faculties on virtual program for mobility in UPM?
Basically, in UPM, when we first introduced the virtual programs back in 2020, and the feedback was very encouraging. The students are very into virtual. They are very engaging and they take part in almost any virtual program that we have and offered to our students. It goes to up to 2021, but however, in the beginning of 2021, the feedback was a bit slow, the participation from the students, because as you know that too much interactions through screen can be tiring, but however, we are trying our best to increase the numbers of students who participate, because we want to encourage students that actually that before they graduate, they can take part, they need to take part in any mobility program. So the first year was okay. The second year was a bit challenging, which I think on our part, we try our best. And in 2022, we've tried different strategy, but however, the numbers are still the same. So it's a quite uncertain, because we have tried plan A, plan B, plan C, but however, it does not work out. So you really have to think on what are the mechanisms actually to help the students.
Thank you, Miss Nadia. Okay, I'm referring to the chat box right now. So there's one question from Nontanan Rangpanit, Thailand. I believe he or she from Thailand. So the question is, how do you motivate your students to join a study abroad program? Well, it's a general one. Anyone from the speaker would like to voluntarily answer the question? Or we can get the answer from each of the university. We started from Holland.
Maybe I can start, yeah. So in fact, the most motivation on the beginning is communication. So we need to talk with our students. So it's first thing. Second thing is just to tell them that we have contact with our partners. They have to be sure that nothing bad will happen, that always there are two persons of both sides. So it's the most important. And then, of course, we have Erasmus program who gives us the best support ever. So we can motivate our students because we can give them extra Erasmus grant as a good motivation. And another thing is that we are trying to organize this mobility as a better future for them. I think that is the best word. And then when they come back, they're totally different person. And I must be honest that when I meet student first, usually they're totally different. They're afraid of everything. And after the mobility, they're changing their point of view. So small steps with small motivation, and then, yeah, it's good.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Damara. Before we end our session, is there any maybe from Ms. Yuko, or you want to add some information from the question just now?
Yes, may I?
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, so the normally thing when I have to encourage my student to join the student mobility program, because some of Thai students, as you may know, they are very shy and they are very afraid to use English in their daily life, right? But I try to organize some event to open their eye to see the world. So I give them to know more information about the student mobility program. And we have to give a time to guide them, to talk with them, and then listen to them, what is their needs. Because some students, when they come to talk with us, some of them just need to go abroad, but they didn't see their potential or their financial or something. So we need to talk with them first. I will be like guidance to listen to them and then guide them. But I didn't ask them to do everything that I want. I just guide them, but they have to think themselves, what do they need to do? And then I show them to see an opportunity or the benefit that they will get from the study abroad program. And not only myself, I also do some event that invite the student exchange mobility alumni, because they are at the same age, right? So when they see their senior or their junior who join the student mobility program and they quite successful in their work life, so when they come and then they share an information to their junior, I think this can inspire our students to join or attend the study abroad program. Thank you.
Okay, how about Ms. Yuko?
Oh, thank you. So let me just share with my experience that we are trying to encourage students to go abroad, because the first experience can give them the huge impact, especially as those who haven't been abroad can have a significant impact by the experience abroad. So this is why I have been coordinating with UPM staff that for the a very beginner of this traveling abroad, we have created the very short intensive program, and there we asked the students, it's not the English ability is not the a qualification to join. We asked them fill out the application, their enthusiasms to go abroad. And we also, thanks to your cooperation, we were able to offer a full program based on the lots of experience and activities, so that enables the students who are not always good at speaking English to participate in the program. So I think, I believe for the first step, we try to create the short-term program so that students can easily join. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Siko. Okay, last but not least, from UPM, we would like also to hear from your initiative for the students.
Thank you, Boida. Okay, basically in UPM, how we encourage students to go for an outbound is how we encourage mobility program is actually we create an incentive for inbound and also outbound. So the outbound incentive is for our students going abroad, and we have incentive in terms of financial to the UPM entities such as faculties to host a program that to draw inbound students coming to UPM. So we have these two types of incentive which benefit students and also the faculties. And we also, how we encourage, we also have like webinars, outbound webinars and also inbound, where we encourage our alumni to share their insight, their experiences studying abroad. So that's how we do it. And in the same time, to encourage students to come for inbound, we have a short mobility program in virtual, where we have a cultural exploration, engaging with our buddies, which is the program is quite cultural, I must say, and very interactive. We just spend about 4 hours maximum just to have a cultural interactions. And also in the same time, we promote our university to the participants. So that's how we do it virtually and physically, and also benefit students and also faculties.
Wow, I think the question has been answered excellently from our dear all panelists. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the end of our webinar. I really enjoy with such great conversation that we have had here today. I've learned a lot from discussion points and views shared by our panelists today. I would love to wrap up further as we are approaching to the end of this webinar. First and foremost, I would like to extend my gratitude to our panelists for sharing their insights on managing mobility program in VUCA World, Uncertainties, about the effect towards universities and students. Before we bring the curtain to a close, I would like to remind our audience that the attendance form for our program today can be found in the chat box. In the information provided there will be used to issue the certificate for today's event. Until then, on behalf of University Putra Malaysia and our presenters, thank you for joining us today. Have a great day ahead. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Yay, finally, we made it. Yeah, praise to God that everything's planned as per what? Without a hitch. So for final, can we have one more photography session? The real one, because previously we don't have Achin in the group. Okay, which one you want to? Okay, come together. Nadia maintain situ. Hairo, come.
So Ida and everyone, thank you so much for your cooperation.
Thank you for your
it was
time as
great.
well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. It was very useful.
I think all the information are very useful, especially to the international officers. Dah. Cik, so, kat mana? Sini kot. Cepatlah, dia orang tunggulah. Come here. Okay. I nak buka dia punya tu. Background
Tak, Mama ni pergi dah tak filter.
Hi.
Finally.
It's good to see you, Arfi.
Okay. Tapi tak ada. Boleh ke?
Thank you for
yeah, that looks better.
Okay. Hero, come.
Oh, okay.
With the crews. Yeah, we're actually from Global Engagement Section. We are 4 of us.
Thank you.
Okay. Screenshot. Sekejap. Mana screenshot? Okay.
Windows print screen.
I know. Ni kan. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, hold on.
Tak payah, dia auto.
Okay, nanti hilang nanti kan? Sekejap. Give me a second. Okay. One more time. Okay. Freestyle. Okay. Dah. Okay dah ke?
Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I was just wondering if it's possible to, for example, to have the first opening movie. Would it be possible to?
Yeah, it would be great.
Most of our staff are unfortunately like engaged and cannot see the.
Yeah, and it was impressive.
You're
right.
It is like a professional international broadcast.
Yes. Ms. Damara, Ms. Yiku, if you have any other ideas on doing the webinar with us, interesting topics, you can discuss with us. Let us know. Then I think we can make the second series.
Of course, thank you. It was a pleasure, really.
Miss Waruni is not here.
Okay.
Okay,
so
it's okay.
I wish you a good evening. For me, the day is going to start. It's 11 a.m.
Enjoy your
still.
holiday.
So I'm going for some trip with my kids and family. So I wish you a really nice evening. And thank you for the invitation.
Thank you.
It was great to see you. Bye.
And
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. I know it's quite late over there in Japan, isn't it?
Yeah, now it's 11, so it's okay.
All right, thank you.
But I'm really happy that I solved the problem with the computer and with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's a great relief.
Because I was stressed, really. So bye.
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 Thank you for joining us also.
And also, I'm looking forward to joining, visiting your UPM physically
next month. Okay.
So yeah, 20 students and also with our staff, and as well as two travel agents also go there. Okay. So I'm so looking forward to visiting UPM. And thank Nadia, and thank you so much. I never expected that you have already organized like 5,000 student mobility.
Sorry?
5,000, as many
Yeah.
5,000. So you can plus 20 of us.
Oh, yes. Hopefully, can't wait to receive you and your students soon.
Yeah, I'm sure we will have a really good experience at the UPM. So, but yes, and this time, thank you. And tomorrow, actually, we have a Zoom meeting with students and buddies. So I also look forward to it. So yeah, Nadia, see you tomorrow. And Miss Ida, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you to you too.
Okay, so
Take
see
care.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your day.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you.